About the never mind.
It's that look again.
You really don't know the effect that you have in the world in many regards.
No, but I'm aware of that. My level of self-awareness on that front is pretty high.
It is. I know this. Did your brain evolve to cover our needs? Did our brain... That was
probably not.
Did your brain evolve to cover our needs? And if not, what the hell is it doing?
Yeah, no. Nobody knows.
Did our brain... Oh, boy. Did our brain evolve to cover our needs, or was it always more capable? If you took an infant from ancient Rome and raised it in 2021, would they have any issues? How far back were we capable of today's intellectual demand?
Okay, I got this.
Yeah, well, let me just do the easy part at the end first.
All right.
Because you'll bury it.
But
so, at least 200,000 years, I think, back. You took any of those babies and you moved them into a modern environment, give them a shave and some no, the babies don't need shaves. You take babies from any of those times and you move them into modern times and they should be just fine. So ancient Rome, no problem at all. Certainly agriculture, no problem at all. It may be that something else is happening in like the 50,000 to 200,000 year range, but it seems that we were what anthropologists call anatomically modern humans by 200,000 years ago, which means that given how much of us is software, if you just pluck out that baby as soon as they're born from whatever the environment is and move them into a modern child-rearing environment, they'll pass as a modern kid.
I'm surprised at you. This is magical thinking.
Oh, boy.
If you were to take a child from the Roman Empire or any other point in that 200,000 years and transport them to modernity right at the beginning, they'd be wildly fucked up, just like the rest of us. I mean, right?
You're absolutely right. That was magical thinking. Why do I think an older baby
would
do better now?
Why would they do
doing?
any better? They wouldn't. No, they would have exactly this level of confusion.
I stand accused and guilty.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what to eat. They wouldn't know when to sleep. Any of that stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, hopefully you gleaned in that exchange the answer to your question, which is, do
you actually disagree with anything I said, other than?
For comedic purposes only.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all right. So, yes, the child would have exactly the same capacities and you could integrate them into modernity and they'd be just fine. The other part of the question, though, was did
our brain evolve to cover our needs, or was it always more capable?
Okay.
Yeah, that's more complicated. Yeah.
In some ways, it's super simple, right? There's no way for the capacity to evolve ahead of the needs, right? It is the needs, because the brain is so expensive, both to build, it is expensive to possess, it puts one at great risk, it puts one's mother at great risk during birth.
It's expensive to run.
It's expensive to run. In fact, the most expensive organ to run. All of these things mean that the pressure to have less of it is very strong. And so the point is, what drives us to have more brain and more mind running on that brain is the fact that it enhances our fitness. And that doesn't mean that every individual is being paid back for the full capacity of their brain, but what it means is that on average, members of the species are being paid back above the level of those costs, which are major. So, there's no excess capacity, even though most people behave as if they are not using their minds.
Right.